Welcome back to the John and Linetia Show.
So, something really interesting I saw online. I have to pull it out and talk about it.
Is it another survey?
This actually isn't quite a survey, but it's, I'm going to say some research.
Okay.
That
All right.
someone did. Tom Corley on his website called richhabits.net, and he's outlining a few of the differences between the habits of the rich and the poor. And I hate to use the word poor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say the rich and the non-rich. Let's say that.
Okay.
Okay. So I just found this very interesting because it kind of shows you how rich people think and how non-rich people think according to his research.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So number one on the list is 70% of wealthy eat less than 300 junk food calories per day. 97% of non-rich people eat more than 300 junk food calories per day.
Duh.
23% of wealthy gamble. 52% of non-rich people gamble.
Duh.
I don't think that this is surprising at all.
No.
Because people who are non-rich want to be rich, so they're gambling.
Well, yeah, it's that whole, that American dream, that get rich quick type thing.
Right.
So I can go to the boats and I can win $1 million, or I can play the lottery, I can play Powerball, and I can get it, all that. So of course,
right.
The funny thing about the 23% of wealthy gamble is when you hear about things like rich sports stars, like Michael Jordan, who loves going to the casinos. Mm-hmm. Okay, or you even hear about when you hear about the casinos and the high rollers and all of that. So I kind of wonder about that. Maybe they just don't want to admit that they're gambling.
Right, and also if they are gambling, they probably, like you said, they have that high stakes thing because they have the money to burn.
Yeah, maybe
to
they're
gamble.
Maybe they're gambling in the back room.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly, the back room that we don't know anything about because we're non-rich.
Meantime, the more money you have, the easier it is for you to eat healthier, the most healthy type
foods. If you choose to, yes.
The less money you have, you only have certain choices.
Right.
Not, people on, food stamps, people who are getting minimum wage, they ain't shopping at Whole Foods. Because to eat healthy, they don't have enough money. They just need to get by. We're trying to eat.
Yeah.
They just need to eat.
Yeah, that's true.
And the way that society has set up, the food, delivery and all of that, basically is the cheapest stuff tends to be the stuff that's not good for you.
Right. But there has to be something to change that. But
one would hope eventually at some point. But then again, the wealthy food producers really do want to keep every poor person down. So they're probably purposely making the food horrible.
I just think that, like you said, they don't want anybody to get ahead of them. So
right,
that's that. That's that. Okay. Interesting. Number 5 on the list. 81% of wealthy maintain a to-do list versus 19% for the non-rich. That's interesting.
A to-do list.
A to-do list.
Yeah.
It depends on what the to-do list is. Do you mean to-do list meaning to try to accomplish another goal, to try to go to school, to try to... what does that exactly mean? Does it mean for wealthy people, are you trying to accomplish something larger?
I guess ultimately I would look at this and go, you know what? If you are actually comfortable in life and you're fairly leisurely about things. Maybe you don't need to worry about your job. You don't need to worry about where you're going to get food. You don't need to worry about paying bills, okay?
Right.
You have the luxury of creating a list of things to do.
Right.
Meantime, if you're living check to check, and in your mind you're thinking, okay, well, I've only got this much money up until next Thursday when I get paid. Mm-hmm. It's not like you're going to be doing a friggin' to-do list.
Right. Your to-do list is let me see what bills that I can pay right now, and the other ones I'll push off the next month.
My to-do list is 1, get through the week.
Let me see. I guess I'll buy groceries on this day.
2, don't get sick.
Right.
So I mean, it's interesting statistics, if only because they really don't say anything.
Number 4 on the list, 63% of wealthy listen to audiobooks during commute to work versus 5% for non-rich people.
I don't really see too many people on the L or on the bus, I think, that are listening to too many audiobooks.
No, they're playing Candy Crush.
They may be. Maybe they're not listening to something on public transit.
Yeah.
Maybe, and quite honestly, I know a lot more people, the way I look at this is that 63% of the wealthy don't like to actually read books. They want to listen to audiobooks, okay? Whereas the non-wealthy people actually purchase books and actually read them.
Maybe to try to make themselves better.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
One day they can be.
A lot of these wealthy people are pretty illiterate too, so it's possible
that's not true.
why.
Don't say
well,
that.
That's what I'm reading into this research.
Not saying that. That's no.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Other things on this list. 88% of wealthy read 30 minutes or more each day for education or career reasons.
Oh, okay. Well, they
versus 2% for non-rich.
For education or career reasons.
Yeah.
30 minutes a day for education. So I don't quite understand, because what this is kind of saying me is if they're saying that a lot of non-wealthy people aren't going to school. Is that what they're saying?
Or a lot of non-wealthy people don't have any career goals.
Mm-hmm. Or they don't have careers where they read. I guess.
Right.
Let me think about it. If you are manning the fry station at McDonald's, really the instructions do not take 30 minutes to read. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I guess that makes some sense.
Kind of strange. I don't know. Okay. So kind of 13 and 14 kind of work together.
Yeah.
For number 13, 67% of wealthy watch 1 hour or less of TV every day versus 23% of non-rich people. Number 14 is 6% of wealthy watch reality TV versus 78% for the poor. Non-rich, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would think that wealthy people aren't watching TV because a lot of times they show people who maybe are doing well, doing crazy things. I think non-rich people look at people on TV as being successful.
I think it has.
So,
well, maybe, you're
want
watching reality shows to see people who have worse lives than you, total train wrecks.
Right, kind of like, I'm glad that I can kick you down with me type situation.
Yeah.
Or they're dreamy. Like the Kardashians, these people are rich.
Yeah, they're
so
rich,
looking
but
at
their
them
lives are train wrecks.
But they're looking at them like, man, I want to be rich one day too. Like
Maybe
that.
I want to be rich, but I don't want to be like those train wrecks. You're still looking down on them. The other thing too is like, wealthier people don't watch as much TV. Well, if you've got the means to actually go out, to actually kind of do things to experience the world, well, of course you're not going to stay in and watch TV as much.
80% of wealthy make happy birthday calls versus 11% of non-wealthy.
What?
Isn't that weird? Number 8. So
make
weird.
happy birthday calls. So the non-wealthy people will actually go to your house and say, "Hey, happy birthday!" The wealthy people want to basically stay at arm's length and oh, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
I don't understand that, because with Facebook and with texting, it makes it a lot easier.
Makes it easier,
Yeah.
but maybe they feel like they don't want to be around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Whatever.
Something that I do every day that you make fun of me all the time. Number 15, 44% of wealthy wake up 3 hours before work starts versus 3% of non-wealthy people.
Yeah.
Very interesting. That's very interesting. I would think that people who are non-wealthy are not happy with their gigs, so why get up early and go? You know what I mean?
Well,
it's like,
I always look at it too as you're also maximizing your free time. And quite honestly, a couple of hours before work of free time versus extra hours in the evening, staying up late or whatever. What are the non-wealthy people doing? Maybe they're studying with their kids.
Early in the morning?
Late at night, before school or whatever. Could very well be coming home from that second job they have to work because they're
So
not wealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the wealthy people, if they're getting up 3 hours before work, what are you doing in the morning? So they're getting up,
They're getting up, they're
having a
having
healthy
nice
breakfast. They're going running.
Yeah,
Probably
maybe
going running.
saying
Going
hello
to
to
have
their
a
butlers.
workout. Yeah, that's wow.
Nailing the maid.
Wow. Why can't everybody just be rich? We should all be rich, John. For real.
I think I advocate everybody get guns and give it to the rich.
Another John and Lanisha show?
Another John and Lanisha show.
Okay. If you guys have a chance, go to the site, richhabits.net. And there are many other things that are on this list.
What if there's a poorhabits.net page? Probably not. You had to do .net. You didn't even have the money to get .com. I wonder, richhabits.com is probably like a raccoon porn site or something like that.
richhabits.net. Oh, I'll never do the richhabits.com.
You know, richhabits.com is probably a site of Catholic nuns that won the lottery.
Catholic nuns.
Yeah, rich habits.
That won the... Thanks for listening to the John and Lanisha Show.